All right, gentlemen, shall we talk a little bit about Mrs. Pelosi?
I'm a huge fan of her work.
Yeah, she's been great, hasn't she?
She's been so good.
Fantastic.
Some say the best.
Some say the greatest, the worst. A little crooked. A little Pelosi. A little Nancy.
We don't like Nancy.
She is not that great.
That's quite a good impression. Yeah, she's in the news cycle a bit today for her sort of fairly obvious corruption.
Right. Oh, no, wait, that's what she was... Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, that's why she's in the news cycle at the moment. So I thought I'd cover it because I've had a bit of a bee in my bonnet about Mrs. Paul Pelosi for a while. I wrote an article about it. I'll get onto that in a minute. But first to mention, now the actual segment has started, that Islander Part 4 is available now. So think about buying that. 15 quid off the website. It's got loads of good people in it, right?
Bargain. We've got Morgoth, Ed Dutton, Carl, the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do consider buying that. Okay, so back to Mrs. Pelosi. It has been alleged for years now that she may well be involved in, insider trading. I mean, technically, insider trading has got a quite specific meaning, but we all know what we mean by it anyway, right? So the question is she above the law? Or her and Paul, rather. There she is, the great woman. She's been a congresswoman for California, or the San Francisco area, since like 1987. I mean, she's old as shit. She's 85 now. I mean, honestly, look, here's a picture of her with JFK.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. That's how old she is.
She didn't even look evil then.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, the corruption hasn't actually spread to her visage by that point. But everyone knows that for quite a while she has been, must have been, giving information, insider information, to her husband, Paul, who is a trader, right? He's an investment bod, because his trading record is absolutely remarkable.
Oh, really?
He, her, both of them together, are one of the all-time greatest investors in all of Wall Street history. I mean, Trump said exactly that.
Well, it's because they're lucky, right?
Yes.
Right?
He's just a genius.
Oh.
Just knows the markets.
He just buys the dip.
Nose to the grindstone.
That's all it is. But it is quite remarkable. I mean, I wrote an article a while ago, like 3 years ago, and I'm saying things like, they've definitely done nothing wrong. Obviously being sarcastic. They've definitely done anything wrong. If you think they've done anything wrong, that's on you. That's because you're mad. If you think they should be investigated by the FTC or the DOJ or anything like that, that's just because you're crazy. You're some sort of crazy MAGA-loving, what do I say, a white supremacist, MAGA-loving, slack-jawed, middle American hillbilly. There's no other explanation for it, because the Pelosis have not done anything wrong. They are beyond reproach. There's no question that they could have done anything wrong.
According to the Pelosis.
Right, yeah.
Right.
There's just nothing to see here, ever. I'll talk about various other things she's done in the past, because she's so obnoxious. Right, apart from being fairly obviously corrupt, just on top of that, really, really obnoxious. Obviously, like the classic evil lefty Karen.
I think my favourite Pelosi moment was it her who was saying "Thank you, George Floyd, for dying."
Yeah.
That was her.
Oh yeah, there's Chuck Schumer in the background, of course.
Right.
All this sort of.
It's like a Pan-African-y flag.
Yeah, it is.
Thing,
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And taking the knee instantly, she couldn't even stand up from that. People had to help her up.
I mean, it's always funny when
Maybe she's too old to be in.
Oh, don't ask her about term limits, because she'll literally say, "Don't ask me about that. That's a waste of my time to even ask me that question. I won't even address it."
She feels that way for Trump as well, does she?
Well,
unlimited term limits.
Oh wow, that's a great idea. Now.
But the question is, I mean, is she above the law or not? Because there are already certain laws. There's one from 2012 saying you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to give information to either trade for yourself or to, close people that are close to you, certainly your spouse even. Because the amount of power that they hold, or she holds particularly, being very, very senior congresswoman. She was the majority leader in the House a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think she still is the minority leader in the House, right? So the most senior Democratic person in Congress. Okay, someone like that, their power is extreme. They can just say that they're thinking of introducing a motion. There's no law. Yep. There will not be a law for years, even if it all goes perfectly, but they're just thinking about doing this one thing. That can move the market. The markets will react to something like that. And they may not even have any intention of actually doing it. So it's so obvious, isn't it? It's so easy.
Yeah.
She can say to her husband, we're thinking of saying this, doing a press conference tomorrow or next week about this. That will move the market. It will make this company either go up or down in share price. If it's going to go down, short sell it. If it's likely to go up, buy a bit of it. It's just so straightforward. It's so obvious. And they don't even hide it all that much. It's not like there's some sort of complicated shell companies that Paul Pelosi's doing. He's hiding it in Swiss bank accounts. He's doing it through the Cayman Islands, through many different... No, it's just him trading in his own name.
I think one of them wasn't it Nvidia that she or he invested in, and obviously that was because at the time it shut up because there was all the microchip and stuff going on Taiwan, and then the US government says, we're going to onshore, we're going to do stuff around this, and that I believe happened at around the same time that he invested in Nvidia. I'm not entirely sure on the timeline, but I'm pretty sure that sounds about right.
There are loads of examples, so this isn't just sort of a right-wing talking point. There's nothing to back it up. There's loads of receipts. There's not just a receipt or two.
There's billions.
There's loads of receipts. People follow what they do or what Paul trades in quite closely. We'll talk about that in a moment. Oh, look, there's Paul. Do you remember when he was assaulted a few years ago that no one ever talks about anymore?
No, I've never seen that before in my life.
Whatever came of that? I didn't really follow it all.
Well, the guy went to prison for life.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So one day when Nancy wasn't home, the police were called to their San Francisco home where there was some intruder with a hammer, Paul in his boxer shorts for some reason.
He was just having a chill evening.
So
nothing to see, I guess.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Don't
Move along.
About that. Oh, do you remember the time when he was caught drunk driving?
No, I don't.
I
don't remember that.
No,
he was caught drunk driving.
I don't think that happened. I think he just made that up. Yeah.
Truly.
There's no evidence of this anywhere at all.
Untouchable.
So, various people. Josh Hawley, a senator. I really like Josh Hawley. He actually seems to be one of the good guys, right?
Yeah.
He actually seems to be clean and got a conscience, it seems to me. One of the good guys. So, he's... They want to introduce a bill. It won't get through if it goes through, until the next presidential term. So it's a few years down the line before it's full-blown law. But colloquially, they're calling it the Pelosi Act.
Yeah.
Because her insider trading is so egregious and so obvious. So let's just let the White House press secretary say a few words here, where someone asked her a question about it.
This idea to put a ban on stock trading for members of Congress is even a thing is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year, yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi...
Just to say that again, because we missed it. Her salary is something in the order of 175 odd, 180,000.
Sounds about right, especially if you're like the Speaker of the House.
Yeah,
it seems a reasonable salary to be one of the most important people in America politically.
But it's not a fantastic amount of money. No. I mean, converted to UK, it's like 100 grand. Or
100,
something. So it's like 120. It's a decent salary, but it's not crazy money.
It's low six figures.
But yet they're worth something in the order probably of 400 million. How does that add up? How does that make any kind of sense?
It's just a representation.
Cash ISAs.
They got their cash ISAs. They've just made use of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they have ISAs in America, but anyway.
Gambling.
Let's let her continue here.
Approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio, this was a fascinating statistic to me, grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year, and even more than doubled the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So I think the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process. As for the mechanics of the legislation and how it will move forward, the White House continues to be in discussions.
Okay, so 70% is crazy. It's unbelievable. It's like, I'm quite literally, I'm using the word in a literal sense. It's unbelievable.
Literally.
I worked in asset management and fund management for quite a few years. I worked for JP Morgan Asset Management. I was never a fund manager or a trader. I want to make that clear. I never got anywhere near that. But I worked around fund management to the point where we were looking up prices every single day and all that sort of thing. So I know what is reasonable. Okay, some funds, professionally managed funds, a fund managed by a team of JP Morgan economists, might lose money. It might well lose money. When I was there, they had a Japan fund and it would lose 2% a year or something. It was crap. Right? If you invested in a fund that got 10% or 15%, that's good. That's quite healthy. If you get more than just what a normal bank would give you in interest, you're winning. Right? So if you invest in a fund or any sort of fund and it does 15, 20%, that's really good. That's really good. There was one, I think for a while, for a small window of time, they had an India fund, which was higher than that. It was like 30, 35%. So that was really good.
Yes.
Like
So double that.
You're whistling all the way to the bank if you got that one right. So, but even the very, very, very best investors, the very best hedge funds, won't get anywhere near 65, 70%. It is, again, as I say, quite literally not credible to do that.
Well, I mean, you know what my conclusion is from this is that obviously JP Morgan should hire Paul Pelosi right now, and he'll double, triple their investment funds with his incredible genius brain. Now, like,
his strategy.
come on, guys, come on, JP Morgan, give him, and he'll do the salary for $170,000 a year. Quite a cheap bargain.
What is Paul Pelosi's strategy? The Pelosi strategy. What is it? I mean, I guess he can just see the future. I guess he's got some sort of scrying chamber.
He's an augur.
Oh, right, yeah, he's an augur. He can read in the entrails of a sacrificed animal. No, but so he's like, his precog abilities are incredible. He, outperforming, they said he outperformed Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time. Somebody like Peter Lynch or Benjamin Graham, an old-time oldie-weldy, one of the greatest value investors of all time, will get nowhere near those sort of returns. Like George Soros, famously very astute investor. You might not agree with him in everything else he does, but he was an astute, good investor. Wouldn't get those numbers. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So, and we all know why. Right? We all know why.
Of course we do.
It's because she can just say to him, we're going to do X, Y, Z, and it's going to mean Google or whatever is going to go high and stay high for at least a year or two. Buy a bit of it. Or we're going to do this, which is going to cripple this company. Get ready to short it. Right?
Yeah. But as I said, like as you mentioned earlier, like it doesn't even need to be, a fully enacted law, or even like a daily motion, like in the House. It just has to be a leak. Even just like a leak of the Democrats are going to introduce a resolution on this to maybe look towards doing a law in 5 years' time. It could just be a leak to say, Politico or somebody like this. That motion doesn't even have to be even introduced or even debated in the first place. And that will still move the markets in whatever direction they desire. And obviously with something like that, something so little, it's so easy to deny as well. Your levels of culpability are going to be pretty hard to pin down on.
Well, she just says, it's not me. I'm not investing anything.
We know that, Nancy. That's not what we're...
it's Paul, sure, but come on, like, what do you think we are? I mean, and she's been asked about it a number of times over the years. I mean, let's just see, this is from a handful of years ago, not
Probably
that long
when she
ago.
was speaker then, right?
I think so, yeah, and someone asked her about it. So.
Over the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information he received from you?
No, absolutely not. Okay, thank you.
Over the course of your career...
No, absolutely not. Okay.
I mean, it's the classic...
Press conference over.
Yeah, end of story. That's it. That was one of the reasons why I wrote my article. I say, if you think there's just nothing to see here, there's just nothing to see here, and end of discussion, end of story.
Yeah, and
next thing. Don't dare ask me again, almost, right?
And you clearly in this segment, you're a white supremacist, white nationalist, not Marga hillbilly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah, happily.
With an Essex twang.
Proudly. No, you're just a rube if you even ask her. Because of course not. Of course she's squeaky clean. She's Nancy Pelosi. Come on. Like the classic sort of Nurse Ratched sort of obnoxious, like Uber Karen way of dealing with it. Okay. Like, oh,
She is like Ratched. You're right. It's a...
I mean, I'll talk about the various things she's done that's obnoxious. I mean, does anyone remember this?
America.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What a bitch. Yeah, okay. All right, love.
Just sealing, molding, coping. God, I really want to know what her reaction was on November 2024 when he was back in office.
Oh, yeah, well...
Imagine, being around at her house with the camera, she's watching the results come in on the screen.
I want to know a reaction to that press conference that Levitt just gave.
Right, yeah. Oh, well, we've got a bit of a reaction to that in a moment, actually.
Oh, right. Great.
But here's a more historic example of someone asking her about it. It was a guy from 60 Minutes asked about it. And this is quite old. I think this is like in the order of 10 years old or something. But it's a classic example of how she deals with...
Let me get Scott here to get to it.
I wanted to ask you why you and your husband, back in March of 2008, accepted and participated in a very large IPO deal from Visa. At a time there was major legislation affecting their credit card companies making its way through the House. And did you consider that to be a conflict of interest?
I don't know what your point is of your question. Is there some point that you want to make with that?
Well,
So that's the classic thing. If you dare to bring it up, it's just like the attempt at stonewalling, first and foremost, attempt to just try and change the subject, attempt to imply that you're crazy. You must be crazy to be asking this.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you think it's all right for a speaker to accept a very preferential, favorable stock deal?
Well, we didn't.
At a time,
but that isn't the case.
When there's major legislation affecting that company in the House.
Well, first of all, let me say this. What we're talking about is an industry. What we're talking about is a Congress that passed more protections for credit card holders. The stock bill, Carolyn Malone invited to...
Okay, the point is she just doesn't answer the question. Just immediately moves on to talking about other things. Just won't answer the question. And
like an innocent person.
Yeah. And again, just refusing to address it in any way. And again, once again, it's just so obvious. Nobody's fooled by it. Nobody's thinking, maybe like actually Nancy and Paul haven't done anything wrong. And they have just legitimately made like 70% returns in a single year and increased their fortune from a mil or two to 400 million. Maybe that is just legit. No one thinks that.
Even Hillary Clinton's looking at them like, that's a bit corrupt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's the I think it's the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker on Twitter as well, which goes through all of the, and you can see and okay, when they've invested in it, you're like, maybe let me whack a few cash points over there as well, and then if you do, hey, not investment advice, but the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker is on X, I believe.
Yeah, there's loads of different people that track. I think I've got a link about that in a moment, but lots of different people are like, well, because that is a legit tactic. Yeah, is that you just see what Berkshire Hathaway just bought or sold, probably bought because they're value investors, and you're just like, well, okay, they obviously have got confidence in that, so I'll buy a bit. Yeah, that's a legit thing to do. But so in this recent, where it's come up recently with Josh Hawley and Trump talking about it, she did go on something or other, was it CNN, I think maybe, and was asked about it. So I think this is that. Oh no, Sorry, this is just another
Another one. Another one.
another older clip where she's asked about it, and she basically says here that
2021.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
She pivots to that essentially.
5-month investigation finding that 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have violated the Stock Act, the insider trading law. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that, and secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks?
So one thing I'll quickly say, people might not have been able to hear the question. He's saying something like 180 odd Congress people have been sort of caught out one way or another by this. What do you think about that?
What do you think? Well, just your thoughts.
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah.
While serving in Congress.
No, I don't know to the second one.
Well, he said, should it be stopped? And she goes, no.
We have a responsibility to report in the stock, on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review, but if people aren't reporting, they should be. Because this is a free market and people, we are a free market economy, they should be able to participate in that.
It's the free market. Yeah, and of course the Democrats love capitalism, free market, and a good growing economy, so they've got to let them all trade stocks.
It's a free market. Paul should be allowed to buy and sell whatever he wants, regardless of any sort of
insider knowledge.
Yeah, that's basically what she's saying. But that was like 3 or 4 years ago. And in fact, let this guy talk. Just an interesting channel. He knows what he's talking about. And this is sort of some of the receipts of what's going on and the people that have noticed Paul's incredible ability to pick stocks.
Perhaps they know something that the rest of us don't, and that's what brings us to Nancy Pelosi, the new stock-picking genius. For the last 3 years, her stock-picking strategies have consistently beat the S&P 500.
Oh, just to mention, this video is a couple of years old. This video is 3 years old, so this isn't a new story remotely.
She's been at it for a while.
Yeah.
She's grown her wealth by an estimated $16.7 million in 2020 alone, and she reportedly has a net worth of around $100 million. Both her and her husband recently locked in a $5.3 million profit from Alphabet call options. They invested in Apple during the June 2021 tech dip. That also includes a $1 million bet into Tesla and bullish bets on Disney. And to top it all off, a $5.5 million investment in big tech right before the shutdown in 2020. Needless to say, now people believe that either her and her husband are stock-picking oracles, or they have inside knowledge into the stocks and companies that are about to see explosive growth. And that has led to the recent controversy. Their first large foray into the news occurred when her husband made a $5.3 million profit on Alphabet call options right before the House voted on an antitrust regulation which was not a threat to big tech. When asked for a comment, Nancy explained that at the time she had no knowledge of the purchases and that she owns no stock herself.
Oh, it's just Paul. It's all Paul's genius. Come on, no one's fooled by this.
But that isn't stopping the retail trading community from taking on a new stock strategy, and that would be copying Nancy Pelosi. I mean, just take a look at the latest posts on Reddit. Nancy Pelosi, latest trades. Anyone have Nancy Pelosi's latest stock options? Nancy Pelosi buys Roblox, $100 January 23 calls along with others. Here's the whole list. Looking to copy Nancy and Paul Pelosi's trades. What tools or websites should I use? It's really not...
Okay. It goes, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Where? Which websites? Which specific websites can I find their trade?
Before it's
But
too late.
What ones? Those disgusting, horrible websites. But where are these websites?
Yeah.
What's the URL?
It's freedom of speech, free market. I need to know. So there is a thing as well that they don't have to, Paul, as a private investor, doesn't have to announce what he's traded for a while, a few days, like 30 days or 45 days or something. But then even if he does leave it beyond then, it's like a $200 fine. So in other words, nothing. He's like trading $500,000 here, $1 million there. So $200 to Paul Pelosi is absolutely, obviously, nothing. So this is what's going on, and Josh Hawley and Trump even do want her to be investigated. I mean, Josh Hawley said she should be, and I think Trump said she should be not just investigated but prosecuted because she and Paul aren't investment oracles. Obviously, they're not.
No.
Okay. So this is where she was asked very recently. I think like only a day or two ago.
Oh wow!
Where it's recently been in the news, and this is what she did and said.
To respond, he accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it, my husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please. We're going forward here, and I'm very proud of my family, and while he might make fun of us, while somebody inspired by him breaks into our home and hits my husband in a deadly fashion, hits my husband over the head, and he thinks that's a riot, I'd rather not go into some of my other complaints about him right now.
Just a complete gish-gash of nonsense coming from
What
her.
a comprehensive answer.
Of course not, but it's only Paul anyway, and Trump's a bad man.
And he tried to kill my husband. He's made a madman trying to kill my husband. What's going on?
And there's just nothing to see here, and it's not an insider thing anyway, and it's just, come on.
I was, for those first like 20, 25 seconds, I was like, actually, what on earth is she actually saying?
Yeah,
it was just like, I really could not track it. It got a little bit more coherent at the end when she started rambling about Trump again. But like,
well, she retreated back onto safe territory, didn't she? Which is just Trump bad.
Trump bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Terrible.
So it's just obvious that Nancy Pelosi is about as corrupt, financially speaking, as it's possible to get. To turn a salary of $175 $1,000 a year into a fortune of well over $400 million.
Stock genius.
All right.
That's it.
Who are the men that pick for scraps amongst the ruins at the end of history? You should know, because you encounter them every day. Between the towering buildings of a fallen empire, we find the Fellahin, the historyless men, who know nothing of the turning of the cosmic wheel and find themselves outside of civilization itself. Cut loose from the great chain of being, they represent the loam into which our dying culture will return. That is, unless we choose to take up the burden once again. This Fellahin condition is the subject we explore in issue 4 of Islander magazine, on sale while stocks last and available worldwide at shop.lotusseaters.com.